I'm the one who originally set up this meeting, but I'm gonna toss the reins over to Ryan. He knows a little bit more about what we talked about, but just to give you a brief update of the reason for this is to talk about proactive managed IT services. So,
Sure.
Ryan, take it over.
So right now, do you currently have an IT person on staff at the county?
We have a contract employee, I guess you'd, well, it's kind of funny because the county's it's a weird deal because you have so many different elected officials.
Sure.
So we have multiple things. We're in charge of our 911 center as a county commission. And down our 911 center, along with the sheriff's department, which is all within the same building, they actually use Huber out of Jeff City.
Sure.
That does all of our 911 stuff because of some of the protocol and some of the Interpol and all that stuff that's down there. So
Yeah.
they pretty much take care of them down there. Now, the courthouse here, it just seems like several of us use a contract employee, or we got a contract with an outside vendor, not really a vendor, he's a retired guy that does it. And then some offices have certain people that they use, so we're kind of all over the board, I guess you'd say here. I know Pam A-Strike, our county collector, she also uses Huber for some of her stuff, but then some of it she doesn't. So there's the short version of a long story, I guess you'd say.
So with the amount of elected officials in different departments, are they in charge of their own budget? Can they buy what they want, contract with who they want?
To an extent.
Kinda, sorta.
Okay. So I know every county is different. So some counties, there's certain things that they handle, and certain things they don't. Is there anything that you currently bring under the entire county for buying power? Do you utilize any sort of purchasing power, or is everything just split out between each department?
We create everyone's budget, and then everybody kind of does their own, somewhat does their own thing. Now, I think we all know and have a concern that there are IT needs, and we need to address that.
Okay.
The problem is that if we do that, we got two needs there, somewhat. One is an IT need, as far as people here to work on our stuff. The other need that's probably out there, excluding that down there, because Huber also takes care of that for them too, which is basically storing stuff for us, the cloud or whatever you want to call it.
Backup. Okay.
That is a true need here. Now, I know that even the recorder's office has their own system and they're backed up. So that's what I'm saying, we're kind of all over the board.
Okay.
Now, I'm gonna probably say that probably the recorder's office and our law enforcement center, along with our 911 center, I don't see any big things happening there as far as moving.
Sure.
Because of, I think they really like what they got and they're having really good luck, and so, it's one of them deals where if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Sure.
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 How much of a need the rest of us have, I think we do have a need to back up some things in the clerk's office and probably even the treasurer's office. We just all got to get on the same page. Even our prosecutor, they do some things too where they're being backed up now. And that's another one of them that I don't know if it's not broke, if they're going to want to fix it, because they're kind of touchy anyway with having background checks on people. And all that good stuff. So I think there's needs out there. Where do we go from here? I don't know, because getting everybody on the same page is a difficult thing to do.
Sure. One of the first things we generally start with is, if there's an interest and we see, Mac and I see that there's a need, we will engage one of our resources who are engineers who will come down for a day or two on site and really poke around and kind of see what they see and then bring their findings to us. And that's kind of a starting point for Mac and I, so we can say, hey, you guys are great, your security-wise you're great, your firewall is good, your patches and updates are fine, your operating systems are running great, or hey, you guys have these areas of concern. So that's generally the first place to start, so we can say, hey, this is good, not so much, you got to fix this quickly, here's our recommendations. So maybe you can then show the different departments, hey, you're okay in this aspect, but you really need to do something here to kind of bring that to light, because you and I and Mac, we're not IT engineers. We don't know what that stuff is. So that's the first thing that we